Yeah, it's a good experience. I do recommend you check it out if you get the chance. Okay, we should be good. Yeah, I don't understand the problem with buying content to play the game. I don't know. That one's lost on me, that argument. But yeah, if you want to play a rogue, you should, and you're worried about sneak attacks, you should either use the stealth function, or then when you get into combat, use the in-combat abilities to allow you to sneak attack monsters. I don't know what else to tell you. You know, the new content is available for purchase only, and then it becomes free to play later. Seems fine. Also, yeah, familiar level 3 now. Alright, sick. Okay, I am going to take a super quick break here. I'm just going to get up into the washroom because I haven't done that yet today, and it's been like a few hours. Also, I need to refill my water jug, so I'll be back in just a moment, and we'll continue this fun discussion, but I gotta hit the washroom real quick. I'm back with water. Been around from Ravenloft. Okay. I don't know how to respond to that other than the idea that like no, that's just a bad take. That's just a bad take. I don't even need to argue with it. It's a bad take. 100%. Like, you're arguing deception. Deception is not overpowered. That's why it's a bad take. If you were like, you know, there's like plus 30 items at the low level and it's changing everything and that you can't play without it, then sure. But like, deception is not that powerful of an effect. Especially at the level. Like, it's such a layered problem. Let me explain it to you in a really easy idea. 5% chance is 1 in 20, which means it's not going to happen that often. However, if you're dual wielding, you're getting about 1.5 attacks per second, so you'll get a deception proc probably once every 12 seconds or so. Ish. You'll get a deception proc against monsters, and you can only hit one monster at a time. So, alternatively, you can actually use the in-game built-in skills like Shiv or Feint Attack to get your sneak attacks. At Epics, it's really strong because you have higher attack speed, you get 30% bonus attack speed, you usually have a haste boost going, and you have high double strike and offhand double strike. During the leveling experience, when you're level 5, you just don't have that. So, is the effect useful? Absolutely. Is it so game-breaking that it completely shifts the power balance in one area? No, it doesn't. So I don't I don't even understand. Like, in context, it's not as good as it could be. So, the hill, this is not the hill to die on. This is not the hill to die on. If you want to pick a power creep, I would pick it something else. Like the fact that there's like, maybe like a minus 10% spell power item or something. But 25% miss chance on level 10? No, you don't miss it 25% at level 10. I don't understand. Also, you can just get armor class for that. Just call it a day. Just get armor class. Also, DDO is kind of like evolved beyond power creep. Like, it's like, one, it's just never going to go away in the game. That's just kind of how the game is currently designed. I gotta go get my XP. So like, that's just a problem that's never going to disappear in Dungeons & Dragons Online. Like, I'm not arguing that, you know, it isn't an increase in power. I'm just arguing that it doesn't really matter that much, because of the way the current system works. Where, like, what happens... Like, there's no PvP where it's competitive. All it just changes is, like, somebody can maybe have a different effect on a character that they didn't have before at an earlier level, so they can maybe do a different set of quests. Again, I don't understand. I guess I don't understand, like, exactly what the problem is. Yeah, you're right. They're like the newer items that come out at lower levels are more powerful than older items at lower levels. That is a correct and true statement. Please explain to me the problem. I don't see the problem. I don't get it. Are jump, balance, concentration, heal, UMD good skills for Bear Druid? I hate UMD on Druid because you have to pop out of animal form to cast your spells, but yeah, it's useful for casting like shield wands, unless you happen to have the belt. The studded belt from Kind of a Big Deal, which is good. Right, so just explain why that's a problem. In your own words. Just why is that a problem? Explain the problem. Because you're explaining that this is a problem, but I'm saying it's not a problem. So where's the problem? You can use UMD. It's pretty much only useful for shield wands and stuff. Where am I looking for? I am looking for raise scrolls. Raise scrolls so I can raise people. Is not top heavy affecting endgame? Okay, so why is that a problem? Again, again, it's all about the core of the problem, right? So if we look at an issue, there's always a root cause or some type of problem, right? There's always going to be like a core issue. Something that you need to get people to move on. Because right now, I don't understand, I don't see the problem. So that's why I'm asking, like, what's the problem? It's affecting the whole game? How is it affecting the whole game? Again, like, I don't understand what's happening, right? Are the servers breaking? Are people playing more? Are people playing less? Is it affecting the economy? Is it affecting each individual? What is the effect? I can claim that everything affects everything else. Whether I do or don't buy a loaf of bread at the store is going to affect the store's revenue. But, like, how is that going to affect it? Maybe I bought a different product. I don't know. It's like, I don't even understand. I don't understand the problem. I don't know what to tell you. I would love to understand. I just want to understand what the problem is. If you can't explain it to me, then maybe you don't know what the problem is. I am all for people wanting change and people be upset about something, but if you don't know what you're upset about and you can't explain it to me, then you got to figure that one out first. So the effect is that gear becomes even more of a factor in the lower levels. Okay, So you're saying that because gear is more important in the lower levels, that is overall bad. That, like, because items can be impactful to your character, you don't want items to be impactful to your character at a lower level. You would rather items not impact your character as much. Okay, so you don't want items to impact your character as much. Okay. I like itemization and being able to choose interesting items for my character. And I would argue that there are a lot of people out there that like the itemization game of the end game because you get to choose a whole bunch of different cool abilities and spells. Speaking to people that play at level 30, coming up with item builds, and people form communities literally about coming up with item builds and trying to find ways to set their characters up. I'd be willing to believe that there's a similar level of desire to do something like that at some of the later levels of content. Or certainly early levels of content. What is the best way for me to optimize my character build, or the way that I'm putting together my leveling set or leveling items? But you would not want that to exist. You would want it so that people don't think about the items they put on when they level up. No, that they should go in tandem. They should go in tandem. That these things should be together. They should be a system that gets married together. That I should say, okay, I have my items, and I have my cool abilities, and I want to use these together. That's what I like. Apparently, I also like jumping around as an alchemist because it's really fun. But I like using items in tandem with my character abilities. Yeah, exactly. Because, like, at level 30, and I've mentioned this before, if you play the game all the way to level 30, a lot of people think that they can't really do endgame without having a bunch of past lives. That's actually not true. You can't do endgame without having gear. You can do endgame without a bunch of past lives. You can do R10s without a bunch of past lives. Multiple people in my guild have created first life characters, so that way we can just do more R10s, but with different types of setups and compositions. So there's a bunch of first life characters sitting here. But the thing that makes them all work is items. Getting the proper items that you can put on your character to make your character more powerful. Almost 100% of character power comes from items at level 30. Because, like, all of your DCs come from your items. You get to choose your spells, sure, but your spells don't hit monsters unless you have the appropriate items to back it up. So, as you get closer to the level cap, the only thing that matters is items, actually. Everything else is irrelevant. And that just kind of is currently the way it is. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I mean, that's just kind of the way it is at level cap. Which isn't to say that your decisions don't matter, but the itemization is way more important. Whether you can land, the difference between landing a hold monster and not landing a hold monster on an enemy is not your character's... It's not as much on your build as it is on your items. And items are a huge... Shit, I took 144 damage from this guy? Don't aggro. Don't aggro. I can fix this. I can fix this. Hold on. Woo! Whoa! Got him. This might be okay. I don't know. We'll see. Woo! Hell yeah. Roarforged auto-stabilizing is the best. God, that feels good. Allowing itemization to creep in low levels is a positive change in terms of power coming from beatable character classes, enhancement build choices. Absolutely. 100%. You know what'd be cool? Better spellcasting items for lower levels so spellcasters don't feel as bad at level 1 or 2. That sounds great. Ways for people to feel better about their melee characters or different types of, like, combat options. Yeah, 100%. I do agree. "25% mischance and improved deception are not responsible for 1/3 of your damage output." Yes, I can guarantee you that there is no character class you could or build you could come up with from level 1 to 5, 1 to 10, where improved deception is 1/3 of the character damage output. In fact, I challenge you to do it. I would challenge you to do it. Also, The idea that 25% mischance is half of your survivability is the best figure ever because you typed the number 25%. I don't know where that number is coming from, but you typed it in. I'm no mathematician, but I'm pretty sure that 25% is 1/4, which is half of a half.
Red Willow spun a clever tale.
I'm pretty sure that's a half of a half. Am I confused here? I thought I might be confused. I don't know. Maybe I'm not a doctor.
Goblinoids plays with freshly
Like,
bones.
holy moly, man. Anyway, no, the problem is, again, what happens when you don't argue with specifics is that it's super easy to just look at your numbers and say, like, well, this doesn't make any sense. What I want, and that's why I say what I want specifically, is for most importantly, I want people to have interesting decisions to make during the low levels. Adding items that make it so that playing a rogue is more fun, because as you said, it does kind of suck, because, you know, deception is important. At Epics, when you're trying to solo, having deception allows you to sneak attack monsters, and sneak attacks for rogues are a large portion of their damage. So the rogues are better in a party during the leveling process, but they're actually not too bad solo when they get to Epics. Don't you want rogues to be able to sneak attack monsters during heroics a little bit easier? Doesn't that sound more fun? I feel like rogues having better options to sneak attack monsters during heroics is something that we both want, right? Like the sneak attacking monsters, that's one of the fun parts, is getting that awesome portion of your damage. So that's a good thing. Unless I'm missing the message. But I was under the impression that would be a good thing. Well, yeah, so, again, am I not a doctor? No, I don't have my doctor mug right now. If I had my doctor mug, then I would definitely be a doctor, but I don't always drink out of that mug. It's Christmas, so I'm using Christmas mugs all the time.
In the jungle here. Destroy them before they make a meal of you.
So you could call me like a Christmas doctor, I guess. Gotcha. Die, trolls. Also, for the record, I'm currently power creeping with my enhancements. This is fine, right? I've just happened to have this new color spray. It's not an item. It's an enhancement. So it's all good. Again, I don't disagree that there's power creep in DDO. I agree with you. There is power creep. Define power creep. So the idea of power creep, as I understand it, which is trying to not use it like in the incorrect term, is when something new is introduced that is at the same level of acquisition or ability to acquire or use, but it is more powerful. So an easy example would be you have an item that was made when the game released that gave 40 health on it, and then in 2020 the developers release a new quest pack that has an item of the same level, but it has 50 health on it. So it's the same level of item, so you can get them both, let's say, at level 10, but one has 40 and one has 50. That would be where the power creep would come in. Because they're the same level, but one is more powerful than the other because it was printed or created at a different time. It's the same thing will happen with cards. That's why I use the term printed. If you play any trading or collectible card game, like Magic the Gathering, a new set in Magic will power creep the old sets by adding new cards that do more things and are more powerful than the previous cards. It's one of the reasons why, to prevent those types of things from bleeding into everything in all of their different game systems, those types of games will have like a standard set where you can only use certain cards, so the new printed card can be more powerful, or it can be more powerful for a time before it rotates out and then is no longer being used or in rotation. So that's the general idea behind power creep, is that it's about something new is made that's more powerful than something that was something that existed already, without it like having a merit for being more powerful, right? It's that it's not that the item is more powerful because it's harder to get or it's higher level. It is new, therefore it is more powerful. That's generally the idea behind power creep, if that makes sense.
Return them to the halflings at Red Willow's camp.
The 115 exactly. Yeah, that's basically the idea. Hey, Big Orion Master, how you doing? It's also new enhancement trees. Yep, absolutely. But that's also because new technology and other things comes out. Yeah, dude. I can take off all my gear and then run Elite. I can literally go run Elite naked if I want. I'm not going to do that, but I can just go run Elite naked. Or I can put my items on and run Reaper 4. Also, I'm an alchemist, so it's like cheating. Also, thanks for the hydrate. But yeah. So, the main issue is the question of, is power creep always necessary? Is it always necessary to increase the gear level? And there are a lot of people that argue no. Because there are people that like to play video games that have been unsuccessful. The game that has probably the least amount of power creep in it of all time, I would argue, is probably Elder Scrolls Online, which has a horizontal progression system, where once you get to the level cap, all the items that come out in the new expansions, it's horizontal progression. It's not you get new items at newer power levels, you get newer items that remix the stats up in different ways, but the numbers don't go up. However, you'll never guess, as it turns out, all of the new wow, that guy hit me for 182. Fate touch. Damn. All the new items that come out in that video game, as it turns out, are somehow better than the old items, even though they have the same stats. And that's because the designers aren't idiots, and they can remix the stats to add different effects that are still more powerful. Then, even though they're just remixing the stats, it's like you can get a better subset of stats or something like that in that game. And so what ends up happening is you still power creep it, which is why they still have to nerf stuff. But it's it's the same. It's effectively the same thing, just in a different pathway or method of doing it. Increases we're seeing with Sharn and Feywild. Yeah, and then also newer quests just end up they have higher level of gear, but they're also just harder, right? Compare pretty much any level 5 quest that came out with the game, like, for example, all the quests in House K, and compare those with, like, Feywild. Feywild is, even though it got nerfed, Feywild is still, like, way harder than those quest chains. Go away, Giants. Go away. Why is this guy making all his reflex saves? He's a giant. He can't dodge stuff. Exactly. A strength and deadly item being better than a strength and dex item. Like, by the way, you can crazy power creep this game without adding any new numbers. It's super easy. Imagine if they made... Oh, he is a hunter. Actually, that's true. 100%. You know, I just bamboozled myself. But if they just made a bunch of items, imagine if the next expansion came out and it had one item that was select your stat, so craft strength or dex or whatever, and then also it came with oh yeah, right, because he's immune to crowd control. And then it also came with Deadly, Accuracy, and Seeker. And then there's another item that had Insightful, craft your stat, plus Insightful Accuracy, Insightful Deadly, Insightful Seeker, and Quality for all those things, and like a Profane version. And then all of a sudden, those items, they're not higher stats. They're the same stats we had before. But those are now all the best items in the game instantaneously because of the arrangement of stats. It's the same basic idea. Increasing the power level or making items much more stat efficient is kind of the same thing. And so, at the end of the day, I don't really care about power creep in the sense that it makes it so that there's new items and different things to try out. Also, sometimes you might remix in an item that you didn't think about before. And honestly, for the leveling process of DDO, I literally don't care. I only care that people are able to complete the content, not whether one person can complete the content faster than another. If everyone can complete the content, if everybody can play, then what's the problem? That's like where I run in, that's literally where I run into struggles, where it's like, you know, I care about people completing the content. So if people can complete the content and everybody gets the chance to play DDO, then what's the problem? This is bad. Oh, this Mark of Law is immune to crowd control because he's a Mark of Law. Woo! Okay, it's all fine. Chill. I've made my poison save. Fuck you guys. Die. I keep throwing explosive bottles at these guys, and they're not dead yet. Stupid high health giants. Oh, God. Also, I should have turned on Maximize. I would have killed all this stuff way faster. Woo! Yeah. So, like, my main issue, especially when it comes to power creep, is, like, you know, these items being accessible at a lower level. Are people having a worse experience because they can get access to items that they couldn't get access to before, or anything like that? I don't know if that would cause a negative experience, and I feel like that's one of the main issues. Is the only fun thing that's making it zero-sum game. If I'm killing you and take your fun. Yeah, and I agree with you. There are a lot of people that think like that. But also, if you, like, there's a ton of people who play this game, and they don't really care too much about the pace at which they go at it, and they have fun doing the quests. Like, you know, there's a lot of people who just enjoy playing the game and having fun with it. I think a lot of, is it? And so it doesn't matter whether they have a cool stat or something like that. The new winter boots are just so good. Yeah, exactly. They're just so good because they're stats. Oh, on your last EDO stream, there was a talk about acid spells versus all of the elemental being evocation. Oh, yeah, acid spells are conjuration. The rest of the elements are evocation. And as a result, if you wanted to be like a draconic incarnation, so because as a sorcerer and wizard, the element acid is conjuration, but fire, cold, and lightning are evocation. As an alchemist, all of them are conjuration, because I'm conjuring potions to throw at people, so it's all conjuration. The problem lies here, in Draconic Incarnation, where if you pick for like the Energy Burst or the Dragon Breath, these things scale off of evocation, however, the acid scales off of conjuration. And where this becomes a problem is because if I'm playing like Draconic Incarnation, and I'm picking evocation, or like I'm picking conjuration as an alchemist, then acid's kind of the only way to go, because I need conjuration for all of my alright, because I'm focusing on conjuration, so it makes it difficult to use a evocation-based Draconic Incarnation. Not that you can't, just that you can. Yeah. Yeah, again, my question is why is that a bad thing? Also, blur is easy to get scrolls. No, you're definitely right. That's a level 10 item. No argument here. That item is straight up level 10. That's a true fact. I cannot deny this. Yeah, Cloak of Summer. Cloak of Summer is a really cool item. Man, this is the second loading screen. Am I... No, it's just not loading. I'm trying to get into the Drowning Sorrows. Oh yeah, Ion Stones are hilarious. You got your Pale Lavender Ion Stone, which absorbs 25 spells per day, and it's for level 5s. That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, it's like not like power creep is a new idea in Dungeons and Dragons Online and power creeping items, but the question is, does it become a problem? Like where's the the question is like where is the harm, right? Where's the harm in having these cool power crept items? Right? Like a lot of the named weapons in this game, especially in the early levels, it's like, you know, Stan's axe, and it's a +2 axe that adds like an extra bit of acid damage. But that's basically the same as the acid weapons that you find anyway, that you can just like get from any regular chest. I would much rather see players get like Stan's axe, and then it's got like armor penetration, and they're like, oh wow, I've never seen that item on a weapon before. That's really cool. I want it. Maybe I can use this. I don't know. Have like a ball. Have like a good old time, you know? I want people to get excited when they get cool items from chests. Want to use a build review? How can you send me the file? You can send it to me via email at streamtom@gmail.com, or you can send it to me via Discord. Just drag it and drop it in a Discord chat with me. I'm the only Streamtom I'm also, if you need to find my name, you can just join my Discord server, which is an easy way to get it, or I'm also one of the moderators in the official Dungeons & Dragons Online Discord, which is there. Other than that, if you don't want to send me an email and you don't want to send me it via Discord, I don't know what to tell you. Non-standard damage types. Yeah, exactly. Stuff like that. Like, that's kind of cool when you get something that's exciting.
An impenetrable magical barrier bars your way.
It's a level 3 spell. It's even lower level. Like, by the time you hit level 5 or 6, you have displacement. Yeah. Just send me a message, a private message on Discord. I'm StreamTom. So if you want to find me, I don't know how to get my contact information. Oh, there it is. Cool. So, that's me. And just drag and drop it.
Sound of bone scraping on stone, but it is too soft to explain.
Just however you want to send it. So if you have a file, if you have so if you use one of the builders like Matrum's builder or something, just take the DDO CCP file and just drag and drop it into Discord, and it'll upload it to me. To farm out a horse? Yeah. Like mine took me about like an hour and a half. So if you want to do that, just throw on like an episode of your favorite long form comedy show on whatever platform that you want. Oh, right, we got a build review. Hell yeah, dude. Also, if you could, please include like a quick blurb about what your build is and what you want out of it. So if you're like, this is Fire Alchemist, and I want it to be good at blank. Just so that, because, if somebody hands me a build with no context, I will just optimize it, and then it might kill the soul of the build. For example, when we did our build reviews, if you guys watched either when we did it a few weeks ago or the video that I posted, there was a build that was submitted to me where the idea was to get all of the dashes. It was supposed to be super mobile, so it was supposed to have the abundant step. It was supposed to have the vault. So I couldn't kill any of those aspects of it because that would kill the build, right? So I had to preserve those things. This is your favorite comedy show? Beautiful. But yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. Hour and a half comedy show. I'd hope I streamed longer than an hour and a half. What am I running now? Those Dead Predators. Oh, I did. It should be just 6s. And I'm not doing it because I'm not doing Feywild. I'm gonna do Cage Trolls? No, I'm gonna do the other ones. I'm gonna do the Forgotten Caverns. That's a fun quest. Forgotten Caverns, how's K? Working on numbers build. The goal to get as many numbers per attack as you can. Oh yeah, dude. You gotta get you gotta get a raid weapon with double augments. You gotta get the helmet that gives you holy on all your attacks for an extra 2d6 holy. I don't think you can spell sword imbue and alchemist imbue, but you could probably get one of them. Where am I going? Yeah, and rune arm damage. Yep, you gotta get rune arm damage. Yeah, I don't know how many poison imbues you can get. You can get somebody, if you're an artificer, level 2 or 3, you can then cast also a weapon imbue on yourself for an extra d6 of an elemental damage type. Also, I don't remember who gives me this quest. No, that's not this guy. Okay, so I pick up the 2 quests I didn't want. How did I close the load screen image? You type /logout in chat. So if you're on loading screen, you don't even have to type enter. Just hit /logout, one word, and hit enter, and the game will ask you if you want to log out. That will kick the loading screen. Remember, a loading screen is just there. It's just hiding what's going on. So during that loading screen, it's just hiding what's actually happening behind. It's not like the game turns off and then turns back on. It's just hiding all the transitionary steps in between. So it just kind of kicks you back out to the screen, and you can check the chat log. And if you look at the chat log, and it says recovering from failed teleport, that means your character is bricked and you have to reset. If it doesn't say recovering from failed teleport, that just means the instance hasn't loaded yet, and you just gotta wait. Get a glass of water. The progress will be lovely. Oh, I'm so sorry, dude. I get that question all the time. I actually had somebody comment on one of my videos, like, the other day. And I will do my best, but somebody commented on one of my videos the other day. And they were like, hey, I want to play this build, but is there a way to, like, make it work exactly the same, but just with 2 levels of rogue? And I'm like, no. It will work similarly, but it'll be way worse. There's always a cost to multiclassing. But yes, I will take a look at that. Go to Fadar. No problem. We'll take a look at that. Go away. Will I be able to buy the Feywild tree in the store? 9 months? Your best guess? No, it's 4 months after the expansion releases. 4 months after expansion releases, it shows up in the store. So it came out in November, so March.
Pungent mushrooms and even more pungent trolls.
Sorky K build, but barbarian instead? Duh. It basically is. Woo! Yeah. It's always been like that. Literally, it's always been like that. So, yeah, they're not changing their stance on that. Yeah, for everyone that's wondering where you're like, but I'll never be able to buy it. It's literally always been 4 months every time. It's not like they're just like, you know, they're never going to put it in the store. Every single expansion that's come out, 4 months after, it shows up in the store. Well, except for when they didn't have the store with, like, the Menace in the Underdark. But since Ravenloft, it's been like that. God, that's such a fucking annoying take. I'm sorry. That's such a fucking stupid and unintelligent thing to say. Oh my god. That bugs me so much. Yes, of course they're gonna fix the bug that's been in the game. Not because they don't want to fix it, but because not because a high percentage of players who find out that there's a bug won't report it because it's advantageous to them. Not because you know, they've worked like really hard through a pandemic to get an expansion out and people are on vacation not fixing stuff. No. It's because they just want to, you know, make as much money as possible and nothing else. There's not a single other reason. You have to have the smallest, most peanut-sized brain to think that that's correct. That is such a stupid fucking... Holy shit. That's so fucking dumb. Like, there's no even, like, comparable level. Holy crap. God damn. Sorry, I just got super triggered. I don't know, did you report it? Holy shit, you're getting fucking banned. I'm not dealing with this. Fuck this noise. You're pissing me off. People that find these bugs don't report them. So then somebody tells me and then I have to report them. And then it's like, oh wow. Holy crap, look at this. And no, reporting bugs is not the same thing as finding out a bug and then using it. That is not the same thing as reporting a bug. You go through the bug report section. It takes like 5 minutes. It sucks. But yeah. And yeah, Tsunami's still bugged.
The stink of this underground is indescribable.
Like, yeah, I don't know.
Trollish habits could have created such a startling smell.
I can handle it for a little while, but then I gotta take a break. I gotta take a break eventually. Is character going to stay ass until 30? No, we're swapping to cold at level 12. It's just using cold before you get the immunity penetration is really irritating because there's so many cold immune monsters. Divine Vessel any good? I've never found anything good about it. I've tried to make Divine Vessel good, but when I played War Soul, I actually didn't end up using it at all. There's a whole bunch of problems with it, and it's mostly that it just takes so long to charge up. It's just not very good. Oh, wait, what? There's a monster over here.
All the trolls have been slain.
Why cold? I want to use cold because we were looking at some of the new items from the raid. Wow, what is it? Master Artificer DDO. Where's the legendary Master Artificer? Loot list. Fabricator, Tinker's, Alchemist, Magerite Spectacles? No, not the Magerite set. No. DDO, Vision of Destruction. I'm trying to look at the loot list. Oh. The Glacier set. So the Anger of the Avalanche. It's a 2-piece that you can use. So you can combine the legendary Avalanche set with some other sets to go all in on cold damage. So yeah, so the idea is to use the Avalanche set plus the Magerite set, which gives you all the sets that you need. So then you can use the Winter set as well without needing any of the other set pieces. And then be like adamantine plating. I don't know. I thought there were some cool ideas of some neat builds to use with some of the new items. Yeah, and the bracers. Gloves, and then there's... Is that all from one item? Yeah, and the bracers of the Glacier as well, yeah. And you can get all of the cold stats and focusing on cold. And you can also use the Crown of Snow for freezing, because it's fun. Conjuration feat before 12, and then swap it to Evo at 12? No, as an alchemist, all of them... Well, I'm level 8, but yeah, all of the alchemist abilities are conjuration. So it doesn't matter what you take; they're all conjuration. The only problem with alchemist is that you have to deal with, or like, you know, trying to figure out a plan for when you get to Draconic Incarnation, because Draconic Incarnation is all evocation, and my plan is just to brute force it and find enough stats and call it a day. But yeah, to use the Magerite set plus this set, and then I don't have to use like a Sharn or a Ravenloft set at all, and I can use different stuff. And then the idea is I can use the Docent, the Winter... Oh, jeez. I can use the Winter Docent to get access to the Winter set easily. So I can use the Winter Docent, the Boots, and then the offhand, the Lifeblood of the Prince. I don't know. There was a whole bunch of ideas that went together into that. You can freeze to death, though. But yeah, the tsunami thing currently has not been fixed. As I said, some of you may know this, you might not, but one of the major, like one of the systems designers is been on vacation for a while, because everyone got a vacation or people had the option to take some vacation time once Feywild released, and that'd be Steelstar. He pops into the actual DDO Discord if you ever want to see what he says. He pops in there every once in a while and is like, "Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm still on vacation, but I'm just gonna chat for like 10 minutes while he's drinking his coffee in the morning." He's a cool dude. The Gloryborn gloves? No, because I have to use the gloves of the Glacier for this build, so I can't fit those gloves in. I basically had like half worked out a full gear set, and then I didn't actually do all the work to put it together, but it's an idea. I just want to play Cold Alchemist. Also, because the cold spells for Alchemist look the coolest and have the best sound effect. Yeah. Once we finish this quest chain, this quest, we're gonna do the build review. And take a look at your build, Big Orion Master. I just want to kill these couple of quests here. 100%. Like, all the other spells don't look nearly as cool. You guys know this. A lot of times, like, my character builds are designed around, like, looking hella rad. Where I'm like, oh, I'm using this because it looks cool. Like on my Artificer. Why did I use Bastard Sword? Oh, because it looks cooler? Yeah, because it looks cooler. It's a cool looking weapon type. Damn 100 saving throw Agent Westbrook. Healing card work out as well in the end. I was eating yesterday. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the arcade's no problem. And then we did the raid immediately afterwards. Or I did the raid later that night and crushed it. I just need to... One of the things I need to work on is some of my timing. There was, like... Against one of the bosses, there was a dot effect. Yep. I will rebuild and resend. But yeah, I'll rebuild it and resend it. But with a different name, so you'll know. I'll, like, add a notation to the name. Yeah, one of the things I need to work on my Runekeeper is... One of the boss fights has a phase where you get marked with a dot, and you get marked and you have to get out of the raid. But because I'm a healer, if I get marked and get out of the raid, I might be too far away from the tanks to actually heal them. So what I need to work on is, if I get marked, have a cooldown saved up so I can blow a cooldown to put a big heal over time or something on a tank, and then move away. But I wasn't doing that, so I kind of just had to bank on the other healer catching, picking up from my slack. All right. Let's load up mate room. Eventually, this program will load. Force Acid EK built around the cosmetics that you made? Yeah, absolutely. Prismatic Ray? Yeah, I don't like Prismatic Ray. I like Prismatic Spray. Prismatic Spray is great. Prismatic Ray is not that great. Okay, so let's download this file. And we're going to load it here. So this is a build that has been submitted by Big Orion Master. And this is a version of my melee Sork, but it's a wizard. And has been changed 2 levels to... Can I change 2 levels to Rogue or Artie for traps and not break the damage or the progress? Okay, so we're going to take a look at this. So character's got a 15 strength. This is a 2-handed fighter build, obviously. We got Legend, so we know a 36-point build. We got some dex. I'm assuming that's for precision, so that makes sense. I'm going to take a look at the leveling path. Okay, this is pure wizard. So we got the 2-handed fighting, the precision, and all this other stuff. Mental toughness, adamantine body at 9. 2-handed fighting at 12. Sounds good. Insightful reflexes. Sounds good. You've got extend. You've got quicken. You got maximize in there. You don't need maximize, but it's not too bad. You've got the epic. You got the mental toughness suites for some extra mana. Okay. Greater 2-handed fighting, epic overwhelming critical feat, and epic mental toughness. I don't love epic mental toughness. Also, I think Scion of the Plane of Fire is possibly not the best way to go because you get the spell crit damage, and you don't do that much spell damage, but it's something to think about. The spray where it's a rainbow, yes, that one. Color spray, or not color spray, prismatic spray is amazing. It's a level 7 spell, and it has, it works really well against constructs that are immune. Alright. So, what do we got? So a lot of these feats look pretty good. Yeah, Past Life Wizard. How would I change this? To preserve a lot of it. You don't want 2 levels of Rogue because you're taking Adamantine Body. So you'd want Artificer instead, just because it gives you more mana. Rogue evasion doesn't work with Adamantine Body, so that's important. Oh yeah, holiday mode is there. This is DDO build or Matrum's DDO builder. I should have a link. Do I have a link? Hold on. Nope, I don't have a link. That doesn't exist. Max Empower for DC feats. If you get a workable mass hold DC, it's way more damage in Quest. You can't really get a workable mass hold DC with this type of character. Your better bet is just go with Dire Charge, as has been done here, which is a better option. Okay, so that's good. Next, let's take a look at some enhancements. Close this down. We got 41 in Eldritch Knight, taking most of the good stuff. Yeah, we got the good stuff here. Got some intelligence. Got some magic resistance rating. Health seems fine for the most part. Arcane Barrier. I don't love Arcane Barrier, but it's actually pretty good. Not a bad thing. 12 points in Harper Agent. No points in Pale Master. And 27 in the Warforged tree. We can optimize this. We have the technology. We have the technology. Make this a little bit more efficient. Man, it's a lot of points in the Warforged tree. How does this even cost so much? 8 plus 6 is 14. Is there a bug in here? Damn. Alright. I'm assuming your spells... Yeah, you put in all your spells. And you've got all the good spells, so that seems fine. You have Hold Monster and Hold Person. These are effectively the same. I would take Prismatic Spray. Prismatic Spray, like I said, it works against golems, so monsters, and also, Prismatic Spray ignores spell resistance, which means you throw this out, and you can hit wisps, and you can hit golems, and other stuff, and it can cause them to either instantly freeze, or it can cause them to disappear entirely, because they get teleported to another plane of existence. Tensors. Unless you're playing Strength, you do not want to use Tensors, because Tensors makes your character weaker. So I would recommend taking any other ability here. So yeah, no Tensors. I don't know. Any other spell's better. I don't know. Any other spell's better than Tensors. Okay, let's see. Scorch, all this stuff is good. I don't like Color Spray. It casts too slow. I don't love it. When you get Quicken spell, it's not too bad, but I find it casts too slow. All the repairs, that makes sense. Yeah, we're good here. And now we're going to go into Epic Destinies and check it out. Yeah, it's not too bad. And we've got Draconic Incarnation with some Draconic, and we're going Fire Draconic here. Which seems good. And you've got Fearsome Invulnerability, you've got Vortex, you have Dragon Breath, you have the extra cash levels. A lot of stuff seems good. You didn't take Precise Evocation, which I found kind of interesting. I guess it's because you don't have the feat for Evocation DCs. But a lot of your DCs probably aren't going to land without this. And from the other twist. So here's what... Let's start making some changes. Let's start making some tweaks. Last thing to check, did you put in an equipment list? You did put an equipment list in for this character. Interesting. Okay, we'll take a look at this individually. So, I'm not going to do a full review on the equipment list, but we will change up some things. So, to get started, this character's secondary class is Rogue. I would not do Rogue, I would do Artificer if possible. You can get all the traps. Because Rogue is going to give you a D6 sneak attack damage versus Artificer, which is going to give you a whole bunch of extra mana. And then at that point, you can also do one other level of any other class that you want, which is interesting. So you could either do a melee class, or you could stick with the Artificer. You could take a second level of Artificer, but level 2 Artificer just gives you Rune Arm usage, which you don't particularly need. So you might ask yourself, what other class would you take? And on a character like this, I'd probably just take a level of Barbarian, straight up. Why would you take a level of Barbarian? Because it gives you a whole bunch of additional movement speed. It gives you proficiency with all of the melee weapons right away, which is very convenient. And so I would probably shove that in, like, right here. I would do a level of Barbarian. That's going to change up a lot. Rogue does not give you evasion when you take adamantine plating. You cannot use evasion with heavy armor equipped, unfortunately. So those things, unfortunately, will not work. So just keep that in mind. Cool. So this is what we've got here. That's what I would do first 2 levels. Now you might ask yourself, why these 2 things? So number 1, Barbarian gets more skill points than Wizard, so don't worry about not being able to take all the trapping skills. You'll be able to do that anyway. And then on top of that, you'll also be able to, so you'll be able to max out all your trapping skills and stuff as you go throughout the game anyway. And then 2, it doesn't matter if you start your wizard levels a little bit later. It's not really a big deal because you'd have 1 base attack bonus by this point anyway, so it's not going to really interrupt the feat listing. But this means that early on, you have the ability to do traps, you have the extra movement speed, which is just really nice to have, and you don't need to take that 2nd level of Artificer because you're choosing to use a 2-handed weapon, if that makes sense. Okay, so skills. Gonna give this the old clear. Takes a second to load. So, important skills that you want. Absolutely. UMD, great skill. Want to max out that one if possible. Search. Disable. Open lock, if you can. And then you're basically out of skills. So that's pretty much all you're going to get out of your skills. Until you can get, like, more intelligence or something. Because you don't have, like, an intelligence tome. If you had, like, a +7 intelligence tome, this would be a little bit easier. But that's pretty much all you're going to get out of your skills. Right there. So now let's pop into the feats. Check out what you need. So yeah, 2-handed fighting, precision. You still take the Quicken Metamagic spell feat. Seems good. Insightful Reflexes is perfectly fine. Extend, you still get Adamantine Body at 9. Although, remember, you're going to be getting some of your Arcane Spell Failure later, so you'll need to figure out how to work around the Arcane Spell Failure. You might even want to swap this to a later time and take Adamantine Body as late as level 15. So this is when you could do Adamantine Body. So instead, you would do the Past Life Wizard here. Right, you would do Past Life Wizard here. And then here, you could do Evocation Focus, if you wanted. Spell Focus, Evocation. And then here, you would do the Adamantine Body. That way, you can actually have 0% Arcane Spell Failure during the leveling process. You have all the extra health from playing a little bit of Barbarian, so that's not too bad. For the most part, the feats are kind of the same. I don't love the Mental Toughness feat line, but, like, what else would you take? All these feats below. So really, I don't know what else you would take there, other than Mental Toughness and Improved Mental Toughness. That seems perfectly fine. It's one of the reasons why playing as a sorcerer and wizard are kind of interesting. People say that you want to play the wizard so you get the extra feats, but, like, what extra feats? Like, what feats are we taking here? So a lot of this stuff seems perfectly fine. And if you want more power, swap out Insightful Reflexes and just move Insightful Reflexes down as opposed to up. Anyway, the rest of your feats kind of stay the same. Epic Mental Toughness and Overwhelming Critical. Overwhelming Critical is a better feat than Epic Mental Toughness, so you do want that. Again, you're kind of out of feats to take. You don't really have anything. Depends on where you want to go here. A feat you could, in theory, take is Embolden Spell if you want to get higher DCs on some of your spells. Or you could take the Epic Mental Toughness. Honestly, I don't hate it. Wait, where's the 2-handed fighting feat line? Did I just cut the 2-handed fighting feat line? Hold on a minute. Hold on. No selection. Hold on. Never mind. This has to be improved 2-handed fighting. I mean, I knew something was missing from here. And this turns into greater. And this turns into overwhelming critical. Aha. This is why it's good to double check your feats. And this can still be improved mental toughness if you want, although I'd probably recommend going with, like, evocation instead. And and then you have epic damage reduction, and then as a feat that I've fallen in love with are both epic reflexes and epic fortitude. I love these feats. Epic reflexes and epic fortitude are awesome. Epic fortitude, don't fail fortitude saves on a 1. Epic reflexes don't fail reflex saves on a 1. They're great. Highly recommended feats. They're way better than all the other feats. You might ask yourself, well, what am I going to do without those 200 spell points? You don't need them. You're not going to run out of mana. You attack stuff with melee attacks, so who cares? So that's where I would go with that one. As far as your actual feat here, you have a couple different options. You could pick something like Scion of the Plane of Air to get extra evocation DCs if you wanted to go with that, to get a little bit of extra damage. The best option is Scion of Arborea because it gives you more melee damage, which is what you want to focus on for the most part with this character. But the extra spell crit damage, I know it's enticing, it's just not that great. One of the benefits of grabbing one of these, though, is you actually are able to overcome a lot of the individual, like, you know, the extra 2d20 elemental damage is actually pretty good. And that's where I would kind of go with, potentially going with Plane of Air. I wish you could put options in, but I would take air over fire because your spells aren't going to land too often, so the crit damage isn't as important. Also, it's really hard to get spell crit into a build like this because the items just don't exist. But with Plane of Air, you're able to get the extra DCs for your spells, and it adds electric damage, which is on average going to hit monsters a little bit more often. Alternatively, if you don't want to go with the elemental damage, you would just go with Arborea. I can't do anything with this. I wish I could, but I just can't. There you go. So that's how I would do that. Enhancements. So now you're dropping the Eldritch Blade, which is a really, really powerful ability that you want to have, but you're still spending 40 points in the tree, so you're kind of stuck like this. However, now you have a bunch of extra trees. You can go into Frenzied Berserker if you want. Frenzied Berserker can give you an extra attack in the form of Cracking Attack, but honestly, it's not really that great, and you don't need Die Hard because you're a Warforged. Alternatively, you can go into Occult Slayer to get some extra parrying bond from Weapon Bond, but again, not really too unique of an ability and nothing really essential or important. And then you can also look at Ravager. Ravager is kind of interesting because it gives you the improved power attack, but you don't use the improved power attack, and you don't really want to be raging here with this character, so the Hardy Rage doesn't help you. So again, Barbarian trees, especially with 1 point, not going to do too much. However, Furious Rage is literally +5 to hit and damage. It is hilarious how good this ability is. It doesn't look like it's that exciting, but this is a very, very powerful ability. Because every time you roll a 1... Oh, it's when you're raging, never mind. I thought, I didn't think it worked while you weren't raging, never mind. But yeah, this is a great ability. I would definitely consider using that. Then you also have Renegade Mastermaker if you want to get yourself a little bit tankier, because you do have Easily Fix for 20 repair amp, and you get 10 extra hit points for spending 1 point in the tree. This one is really good right here. So I definitely recommend putting that point into Renegade Mastermaker. Arcano Technician and Battle Engineer don't really have a lot of good stuff. You can pick up some extra mana if you want, but again, a lot of these spells and abilities not too great. Same thing with Battle Engineer. You don't charge your Rune Arms, you don't need Sunder DCs, so these things not too great. So if you want to get some more mana, you can go with Arcano Technician. Archmage, get out of here. You don't even want Archmage. Totally useless. Totally useless. So how do you change this tree? I think that there's definitely some good choices here in terms of some stuff, but I'm going to respec this Warforged tree because I think it might be a little too expensive. So you want to do this for sure. You're grabbing the Mechanist because you're repairing yourself. You don't need any points in Inscribed Armor when you finish leveling. You will want to level this as you go along, but when you have you want 1 point in there, but once you get Imbue the Blade and Subtle Force, you don't. This is 35% Arcane Spell Failure, so you don't have to worry about that. Weapon Aptitude is perfectly good for extra strike through, and the melee range power is extremely potent. And then at this point, you could pick up the extra health here because it's not bad, and then grab the additional 25 Universal Spell Power because that's really good. And that's probably where I would end it. If you wanted to spend the extra point here, you could in the Improved Fortification. That would be fine. That's just not what I would do. I would probably, for me personally, grab the extra Intelligence here because you want to have a little bit more Intelligence in your build in any place that you can. Grab more Intelligence here and make it as cheap as possible because you need, your character, you want to be smart. You want to have a lot of those extra damage stats, and it can be hard to get without it. And then at that point, you've got a lot of freeform decisions you can make here. If you did like the tankiness, then grabbing 30 additional health is not too bad. Additionally, being able to pick up 10 physical resistance rating for 3 points is pretty good. The fortification's perfectly fine, so spending 20 points in the Warforged tree is somewhere I can see that. Again, one of the problems with the Wizard trees is that you don't really want to spend points in Pale Master or Archmage because both of those trees are kind of bad for what you're trying to do. So, yeah. It's It's a tough place, you know. I really do like Agent of Good because it's +2 to hit and damage versus evil, and almost everything is evil. And I would probably go with something like this. Alternatively, if you wanted, you could also get more physical resistance rating out of supporting construct, but you don't need to do that. Or if you want to spend points here if you want for health. But you're already getting 10 health for 1 point out of this tree from the Renegade Master Maker. So something more along this line is probably where I would go. Picking up some more intelligence, dropping the 30 health for sure, but picking up some more intelligence, picking up some more extra hit chance and some extra health from other places seems like kind of the way to go here. As far as Epic Destiny goes, if you want to use any of your spells at all, this is what I recommend. Let's reset this tree, please. I would recommend that you focus your energy on lightning and not fire. Also, for Energy Sheath, never take Energy Sheath Fire, because Energy Sheath Fire and Fire Shield, the spell, don't stack. So you might as well just take Energy Sheath Electric, and if you need Energy Sheath Fire, cast the spell Fire Shield, or Fire Shield Cold. Take Electric here. So I would recommend doing that instead. Then grab yourself some Intelligence. Then for go out with a bang, I would recommend you play Electric on this character, because Electric is going to work way more often than Fire will. So I would highly recommend using Electric, because you don't have a way to penetrate immunities, and there are a lot of monsters that do give you issues with fire immunities, more so than Lightning at endgame. So it's something to think about. Since you're Warforged, you can kind of just decide, you know, you can be picky and choosy about specifically what stats you want to go with. But I would recommend Electric for this character. Then we're going to grab the Draconic Bond, go with blue for the electric. Again, if you want fire, just pick fire. I'm just giving you kind of like my, like how I would think about it. Electric, get the Dragon Breath, grab the Vortex, because the Vortex is surprisingly good when you actually get into melee with people. And then finally, Draconic Hunger. This ability does not look that exciting on the surface, but it gives you a chance to give yourself temporary hit points and temporary spell points. This procs all of the time, especially when you have Draconic Fury active, which is on a 90-second cooldown, giving you nearly infinity spell points, and also you get temporary hit points all the time. 10 plus double your epic level, so there's a 5% chance that every time you deal any type of spell damage, you're getting 70 temporary hit points. That's sweet, and it constantly comes back to you. Same thing with the spell points as well. So that's not too bad. And then finally, you can either grab an opposing heritage, which is possibly good if you wanted to have like fire as a secondary. You could spend 1 point in here to get increased cash levels, not too essential, or just grab something like flyby attack, which is pretty cool just in general. And now, how do you want to set up your twists on this character? There's a couple twists you want to make sure you're taking. So number one, if you want to play in Draconic with this character, I mean, I wouldn't personally recommend a Draconic. I would recommend like Fury of the Wild. But if you want to focus on the spellcasting aspect of it, I kind of dropped that, but this isn't all bad. You know, for me, I would go into Fatesinger. That's what I would do. I would be a Fatesinger instead of a Draconic. This is where I would go, because you get the Turn of the Tide and a lot of better stats. So that, like I said, that's how I would set up your Draconic. I would recommend Fatesinger. The way that I would do this tree instead is I would go, you're skipping all of this charisma and stuff on the side, which kind of sucks, but it's because you get 60 melee power and like 125 spell power from the cores. But it means because you're skipping charisma, you're picking up pretty much all of the really good powerful abilities down here. You grab Marshal Hymn, because Marshal Hymn is really good. You get a free magic feat, so you can get free extend, so you don't have to actually take the extend feat, and you can swap it out later if you want. You can take free quicken, so you don't even need to take the quicken feat, and you can swap it out later if you want. Grab Turn of the Tide, grab extra melee attack speed, and then grab reduced cost for Masquerade, and then binga banga boom, you got yourself a pretty powerful character. So both of these are going to be good options. It depends on which one you want to do. However, no matter whether you choose Fatesinger or whether you choose Draconic Incarnation, it doesn't actually matter. You're using the same damn twists. Things you want to twist. Number one, let's go over here to Magister. You want this. You want +3 to your evocation DCs, because you actually got to hit stuff with evocation spells. That's essential. Number two, Legendary Dreadnought. Your DCs suck. You need tactical DCs. I need +6 right here. Holy guacamole. So you're going here, and you're going to be picking up a Magister School Specialist, and you're going to be picking up DCs. This is pretty much where I would go with this one. You've got the Sense Weakness, you got the Evocation Specialist, you got the Legendary Tactics, and that's pretty much good enough. If you want another +1, you can just take any of the common +1s. You know what the +1s are. I'm talking a Grandmaster of Flowers, Dance of Flowers for +1 W, so it gives you extra damage. Something like that if you wanted to go with that. Alternatively, you could also pick up Impregnable Mind, so you no longer fail will saves on a 1 if your will saves are high enough. But as a Warforged, you kind of just completely avoid all things that are requiring a will save, so you don't have to worry about that at all for the most part. But yeah, so that's what I would do. I would either go with Draconic Incarnation, or I would go with Fatesinger, depending on whether... If you're Fatesinger, you're more melee, hit the guys, hit the guys, hit the guys. If you're Draconic, you're more pop in Energy Burst, and then start hitting the guys. Energy Burst is going to be your bread and butter, so it'll be like kind of like Energy Burst, and then you're throwing in Chain Lightnings as you go around. But yeah. Either way, that's how I would kind of put that together, if possible. Reminder that if you decide to go with Fatesinger, Quicken and Extend, you can actually completely get rid of those feats. So if you get yourself to 30, you can either do a Lesser Reincarnation, or you can just go get some Hearts of Wood and be patient, wait 3 days, reincarnate, or like talk to Fred, feat exchange, wait 3 days, talk to Fred, feat exchange. And then you can get rid of Quicken and Extend and take Mental Toughness, improve Mental Toughness, and maybe another feat if you wanted to do that, because they would always apply if you're playing as a Fatesinger. Alright, the last thing we're going to take a look at is gear, and also I need to breathe oxygen because I've been talking really fast for a long time. One sec. Okay. Now we have Collective Sight. What's on here? So it's hard to see exactly what's here. Con, Insightful Con. Arcsteel Brim. Is this an Arcsteel Battle Mage? No. Umbral Soul. Then the Recruit Sigil. Hammer Fist. Clockwork Boots. Quality Intelligence. Okay, so you got this going on. We got the Scarlet Scale Cloak. Oh, man. That's an item I haven't seen in a while. Not a bad item. I just haven't seen it in a while. Double Strike. Insightful Seeker. Evil Absorption from the Figurine. Burn Scar Sash. So this would obviously swap to the Thrumming Spark Cord, right? Celestial Amethyst Ring for 21 Intelligence. That's where the Intelligence is coming from. There's the Quality Intelligence. Where's the Insightful Intelligence coming from? The most important stat, the Insightful Intelligence. Where's that coming from? There's no Insightful Intelligence here. And then Black Razor is here. Okay. So there's definitely a bunch of changes I would like to make to this gear set. There's a whole bunch of changes I would like to make to this gear set. So number 1, I would like to make this Insightful Intelligence. Number 2, I'd love to swap out these boots for my boys, the Deep Snow Boots. Ah, do I love the Deep Snow Boots. Freedom of Movement, Insightful Constitution, Quality Constitution, so good. And then the Scarlet Scale Cloak, I don't need this at all. Terrible item. Who would even want this? Change Gears comes from Feydark. Wait, Change Gears come from Feydark? You do not want me to include Feywild gear? I'm just trying to confirm. Yes or no Feywild gear? Oh, you don't have Feywild. Okay, well, I asked because there was Feywild gear in here, like the Summer's Heat. Okay. Alright, check. So, no Feywild gear. So now we gotta change this up. So we gotta get rid of this. Also, this build doesn't have an artifact on it. So this is still a solvable problem. Then this stays Insightful Constitution. The Deep Snow Boots can't be Feywild gear, so we're grabbing the Sunken Slippers. With the Quality Intelligence. You're replacing this ring with the Celestial Ruby Ring. Beautiful Celestial Ruby Ring. Oh, this has Intelligence on it? Hilarious. I didn't know that. I didn't realize that that had that effect on it. Yeah, okay. Gotcha. So avoid some of these rings. Man, what rings did we used to use back in the day, guys? Oxygen deprivation, DDO's glaring lag issues be fixed? Will Archmage become good? Yeah, exactly. Oh man, what did we use? Do you guys remember what items we used to use? In the olden times before Feywild? This is a confusing mess. I don't like the Ring of Changes. That item's bad. Yeah, I know there's the ruby. Because the problem is the other intelligence artifact is a necklace. Because you've got the Key of Rukon Drow, which is awesome, but you can't use it with this build. And this gives stunning and ghostly. See, this item is really good, but because it gives the quality deadly and it gives the intelligence, but then this also would have intelligence on it, or I guess you could just put dexterity on it, but you don't need dexterity, so it's just strength. Like, I have no idea what you put on this ruby ring, because you want the stunning and you want the accuracy. I don't think there's a stunning accuracy ring you can get anywhere else that would fill in that slot. Yeah, from ye olden times, what did we do? Deep promise. No. Man, the trinkets are bad in this game. This is like tough. This is actually literally a tough choice. Because a lot of these items just don't fit into anything. Like Bottle of Smoke, but you don't need that because you're a caster. Like Bottle of Shadows. Profane well-rounded, but you don't need that because you're a caster. Yeah, Slave Crafted could be good. And Ring of Prowess is also not bad. Again, it's where do you get the stunning from then? Wait, is there a stunning trinket? There's a stunning trinket, isn't there? Is the corroded figurine? Or bronze figurine? One of these is a stunning item. Yeah, corroded figurine. That's what I'm talking about. Insightful Sheltering. Boom. Celestial Ruby Ring, guess what? You're garbage. You know what's way better than the Celestial Ruby Ring? Things that aren't garbage. One of my favorite items. Ring of Prowess. Boom. Now you got melee power in your build. Now you got accuracy in your build. Now you got deadly in your build. And you got stunning, insightful stunning, and insightful sheltering. Wow, how good is that? Which means that the Arcseal Brim is currently providing spell focus mastery and magical sheltering. Can we get better than that? Also, the Braces of the Fallen Hero don't do anything at all. They literally provide no benefit for this character. Not a single stat that's useful. Yeah. Nah. We're good. Good bracers. Good bracers for this build. You got the Lore Fueled Pack Banner for the Insightful Double Strike and the Physical Sheltering, but you got a Docent, so you don't have to worry about that. Trying to avoid raid items here. And avoiding Feywild here. Yeah, this one's pretty good. And the Insightful Stunning will be essential for this character. Volcano's Wristwatch. Well, you can't have two artifacts. This is Insightful Intelligence 10. Where did I shove Insightful Intelligence? Oh, there's no Insightful Intelligence. There's Quality Intelligence. But we don't have Insightful Intelligence here either. I didn't solve that problem. Ooh, Mage Rights Toolkit. No. Yeah, Know the Angles is used here, yep. Which doesn't stack with Harper. That's true. It's still just a good item. At what levels can Druids start using great swords and such without breaking Druidic Oath? 1. Weapons don't count. Level 1. Weapons don't count. Oh, where do we get Insightful Intelligence from? There's a cloak that does that, doesn't there? The Phase Cloak? That's Quality Intelligence. Golly Wally G. Willikers, man. Duskweave, Gossamer Shroud. Black Velvet Capelet, Intelligence. Dude, there's literally nothing in this entire video game that provides Insightful Intelligence. Alright. You're getting the Cloak of Cities Champion. You're replacing your collective sight with Insightful Intelligence. Problem solved. And now you need a set of bracers that do something useful for this character build. Lincoln Chains is Insightful Seeker, Shatter, Stunning, and you can craft what? Quality Intelligence? Wow. What a neat item. Instead it broke your Druidic Oath, and when you unequipped it, it disappeared? No, it doesn't do that. So it just glitched. Silver Dragon Scale? Yeah. Let's just go get it. Let's all go get some Silver Dragon Scale cloaks, everybody. Yeah. I don't want to recommend going to get that build. Going to get that item for this build. Castigators are garbage. Chains of the Grave. There's a lot of bracers. Look at how many bracers there are. And there's a lot of artifacts too. Which is kind of cool. The problem is I want to replace the helmet with something. But like a lot of the helmets are bad except for the new ones. Where the new ones are like literally crazy. Not the Mask of Volcarum. But you've got like Titania's Glory, which is like so good. And you've got the Silver Dragon Scale helmet, which is like so good. And you've got the Crown of Butterflies, which is like pretty good. And you've got the Crown of Snow, which is so good. And the Crown of Leaves, which is so good. And the Crown of... You've got so many... Oh, there's so many good helmets in Feywild. It just makes me sad. Need some repair amp? No. Repair amp comes on the chest piece. Repair amp's on the chest piece. What do you do Slave Lords, even if you were to Slave Lords craft? All these stats are covered. Except for mana. I'm just trying to see if there's something good. Resistance is not covered. Well, that just sucks. And this build does not have quality constitution in it. You could do something like that if you wanted. Get like a nice Slave Lords piece up in there. Yeah, this build covers a lot of what it needs. It's got Constitution, it's got Insightful Constitution, it's got all of the intelligences, it's got all the deadlies. Important note about this build. This build is never getting enough hit chance to do what it wants to do. So that's why I'm not too choked about only having accuracy. It's never getting above like 170. So, kind of where it dies. And no repair amp? Yes, I do remember that. This is probably where I would stop with this character. You've got the Sharn set, you got the corroded figurine, and the only item that you need to come with is the blood sigil, which you just get from you'll just try to farm out the corroded figurine, and you're gonna get this. And doing any quest in the Gatekeepers gives you the blood sigil ring, and the Gatekeepers is VIP. So that should be it. I mean, even if we're gonna do like filigrees, I'm gonna do 8. That's the easy one. Wait. Oh. Do you guys remember when we had so many filigree sets? What do you do with this character? Prowess? Yeah, prowess. Prowess. PRR, prowess. MRR, prowess. Melee power, prowess. Critical attack and damage. And then you get a 3-piece set, and you do something like... What do you do with 3 pieces? Yeah, probably one of these. One of these. And... one against many. One of these. Call it a day. Yeah, exactly. Cool. And this is how we would do this. If you want to have the ability to do traps on this character, you got it. Also, make sure you have a swap for an item. So while leveling, have a swap. So this is, should be pretty obvious. But while leveling, have like a lock. Have like, a key lock ring just chilling in your inventory during the leveling process, something like that. So make sure you've got something like that for swapping in. Boom. Take it out. That sort of thing. That should be good. By the way, the reason for these filigrees is it ups up your damage by a whole bunch. So that's pretty much it. That should be, for the most part, relatively self-explanatory. None of these items are too hard to get. Shackles, maybe? You hear Don't Redeem Me Past Lives? Yeah, but Eldritch Knight's not pretty good. You will be lacking on your damage because you don't have the Eldritch Knight capstone, which is like about where 20% of your melee damage comes from. But it's good enough. You just have to be a little bit patient, with it. That's all. And get these items. You want to get the items first. All right, sweet. Anyway, I'm gonna save this. And I'm just gonna stop that here. Whoop. That should be good. Oh yeah, getting a Slave Lord's item is super easy. It's literally like 3 runs, and you're done. It's pretty good. Unless you get really unlucky and get like all rares or something. And even then you can trade with people. Oh, did I leave my group up? Oh, that's so funny. I left my group up. Anyway, hopefully that helped you out, Big Orion Master, and gives you a build that you can easily follow. It should be pretty good, so you should be fine. Like I said, leveling is going to be easy with that character. It's just get the gear before you start trying to slam your face against some of the quests. I can't stress this enough. You got to have the gear before you want to try to do some of the really tough quests that are out there. I'm going to do the one in Purge the Heretics. That's what I want to do. But yeah. Sword of Shadows, so it helps. Oh, hell yeah. Congrats, man. Sword of Shadows is an awesome item. Search spot, disarm, and open lock can be created with crafted fire stats. Yeah, exactly. Don't worry, you'll get one day. Just do the raid every single day. Or every single week for the rest of your life. And then maybe it'll drop. Or maybe you'll be blessed with a full raid group and somebody will help you with it. And do it for you. Alright. I'm gonna catch up on some of the things I missed. Alright, let's grab some of these quests. Is it Lady Nepenthe? No, that's her son. No. I want to talk to this lady, where she's like, are you afraid? Then go kill some trolls. And it's like, okay, no, whatever. At the chest. You can't reroll raid chests. So sadly, you can't use your shards to reroll it. If you could, I'd have way more raid gear than I currently have.
Slow, sonorous chanting can be heard above the sound of the rushing water.
Took what? Almost, probably 40 Vision of Destruction runs to get to the Heart of Sulamades and also the Devil Scale Bracers. That was sick. Yeah. Yeah. They want people to like get their raid gear by doing the raid and having, or trying to put in as much effort as possible, I guess. There's like that's why all of the store, well, most of the store consumables. I was about to say all, but or I started saying all, but it's actually most. Most of the store consumables are disabled during raids. So, for example, you can't use like a res cakes and stuff during raids if you didn't know. Who's being attacked? Oh, there's a hunter back here. He sneaked around. He snuck around. He sneaked. He snucked. What a son of a gun, that guy. Oh god, I see that. I don't like that. No. Harness Reaper pops around the corner. It's like, hello. Oh, no. Oh god, that's so funny. Yeah. No, they want to keep store items out of raids and stuff. That's why you know, whether people can or can't complete quests is not really a big deal, because you don't need store items to do quests on Reaper 10, because quests are designed to be easier than raids. Like if you did not know, legendary raids, the monsters do 4 times as much damage and have more than 4 times as much health. So like in a raid on Elite, like legendary raids, the trash mobs have 200,000 health. So if you go do legendary Lord of Blades, you know, the Lord of Blades paladins have 250k life. Because they're designed to be harder that way. It's designed to be a different experience. That's why it's not like, oh, we'll just like do the raid on whatever difficulty, because the monsters they just become crazy. Did you run Savant 6 to get a shard of the Sword of Shadows? Yeah, I have no intention of ever getting a shard. That's such a waste of time for me. I'll just never have an epic one. Besides, the heroic one's almost as good.
Sweet incense hangs heavy in the air. Here in the center of the earth.
See ya, buddies. You can't kill me because I'm too powerful. I have maximize. This pally 250k, 200k HP. Yeah, exactly. Can't we all have 200k health? Yep. I'm so happy with the rune system, because it means that you can run the raids, and if you don't get the items you want, you can just buy them. So it's like, oh, did I run the raid like 20 times? Cool. Well, I didn't pull the item I wanted, so I'm going to buy it from the raid vendor. Because you put in the effort. I kind of wish every quest had some type of rune system like that. To have like a consistent way of getting items. But, I don't know. Yeah, they need to get rid of like the shield shard scroll system. Severlin talked about it during the update or the Q&A, and he talked about how they do things on like a pack by pack basis. So if they were going to redo that, they would do that for one pack, and then they would do that for the next pack. So it's not like they would just overhaul the system all in one go, probably. If they were to do something like that, which it's not currently on the calendar. Cage Trolls. It's in here. I'm going to find it. Hold on. There it is. Epic Sword of Shadows. There you go. Big pack third time chain completions for quests.
You must be nearing the Emerald
Hold on.
Claw's hidden laboratory. The air stinks of bitter herbs and rotting meat.
Yeah, so like for example, they did that with one of the things they made. If you guys ever do the pirate chain in House Deneath, you used to have to get like these Chimera sigils, and you'd have to upgrade your weapons if you wanted to get like the the Midnight's Greetings and other stuff. And then when they made an update to the loot in that pack, they're like, nah, screw this. And now they just drop. So now you just find the Midnight's Greetings, or you find the Jitsteka in the chest instead of having some like convoluted crafting system. They're like, no, the crafting system sucks. They're going to replace this with just getting the items when you do the quest. Which is like a crazy novel idea. Wait, I do the quest and then I get the item? I don't have to craft it for some reason? Way better. Yeah, but the idea of it was really hard for me, so it should be really hard for you is a really toxic and unhealthy mentality. In my personal opinion, screw those people. If it was really hard for me to get something, and then it became easier for other people to get it, I should be excited that other people get to participate in the thing that I got. If it's something exclusive, exclusivity should exist. So, for example, if you bought a pre-order for an expansion because of an exclusive gun or an exclusive sword or exclusive cosmetic or something, where you're like, I pre-ordered this thing to get access to the exclusive whatever, then that should remain exclusive because that was the reason that you bought it, was the exclusivity. But if it's just something that is challenging to get and over time changes in difficulty, who cares? It's not as relevant in the present as it was in the past, so therefore it doesn't carry the same amount of value, so it shouldn't be as difficult to acquire. Yeah, exactly. And also, people would just forget about it. They'd be like, I'm so mad about this, and then they'd stop being mad about it.
The angry hiss of escaping acid trickles off into silence.
Sword of Shadow started twice? Yeah. Yeah, I'm certain they will remove it. Just when is a,
The troll's
you know.
cage clatters open.
We were told that it wasn't on the calendar. So, we know it's not going to happen anytime soon. I always thought you had to pull that lever to open the door, but that's not. You just open it, or you just walk up to it and it opens. Don't die! Don't die! Don't die! Shroom Tom! Don't die! Oh, I'm so good at this game. You guys are covered in glue. Woo!
The sulfurous
No, I'm telling you that in the Q&A that took place last week for Dungeons & Dragons Online, in which the executive producer, Severlin, who's like basically the owner of the company and directs a lot of the decision making within it, said that it's something that they want to do. They would do it on a quest-by-quest basis if they were going to do it, and it's not currently on the calendar. Which means it's something that we will probably not see in 2021. People will buy less crafting space. No, dude, where else am I supposed to send the hundreds of sun flasks you guys have sent me? When I said, don't send me sun flasks, everyone was like, what? Send sun flasks? You got it, Chief. We're on it. And I have my stupid mailbox. It's full of...
The troll's cage clatters open.
Yeah, he's the executive producer. He does everything. Executive producer for Dungeons & Dragons Online and Lord of the Rings Online. And he's also like an engineer who does a lot of like the engineering work behind some of the main components. So when they get like new tech or new tools, it's him and the other engineers that are working on it. I'm gonna see if I have any new ones. I cleared out my mailbox a little while ago. Let's see if I have any new ones. Where's the mailbox in this place? Over here? Yeah, it's over here. Ah, thanks guys. Beautiful. Even more. Even more of them. Ah, beautiful. Even more. Anyway, so let's go do some quests. Whee! Whee! Look at these blasts. Look at the sound they make when they hit the ground. Oh, that's so good. Very satisfying sound when they hit the ground. Very satisfying. Do dwarf throw your weight around builds work still? No, and I would argue that they have never really been like the best builds. But the big problem with throw your weight around is it only is hit and not damage and not accuracy, which means it like kind of really limits your ability to critically strike monsters, which is where most of your damage comes from anyway. Sunflask build 2.0? Yeah, sure. I kind of want to host a contest in which it's a Sunflask throwing contest where you take something, an area. So let's say you have to stand up here. So the idea would be you have a bunch of contestants, okay? And they're up here. And everyone has to hit Sidoni. So you have to stay on the boat and you have to hit Sidoni. So you're like, okay, You gotta get your angle and then... Ooh, not close enough. Maybe she's a little far. But you have to, like, hit Drell Jake or something like that. So you have to hit, like, a specific target. And people are gonna be, like, mounting their throws, trying to get it to land. Or even still, don't even do it on a raised platform. Do it on the horizontal. So it would be like you're here and you have to try to hit somebody. So you have to hit like Niles specifically. You like throw your flask. Almost. Oh. Ah, it's too far. And have something like that. Have like a fun way to put that out, you know? Yo, those things go through the water? What? Yo! They explode underwater, too! Whoa! I mean, I know all ranged weapons go into water, but damn! I didn't realize they would actually explode. I thought they would collide on the water. The Potion of Wonder Roulette. Troglodytes and get. Yeah, something like that would be kind of cool. Go, potion.
The crow's nest is strategically placed to detect ships
Yeah,
coming
I think
in and
a
out
Russian
of
roulette with
Three
potions of wonder
Barrel
would be kind of fun. Just need to collect up a whole bunch. You have a bunch of people enter a quest and they all just kind of stand in separate places. Yeah, if you want to send me potions of wonder, send me potions of wonder. Don't send me Sunflask. I'm just gonna do this as I walk around. That's all I'm gonna do. But you can send me your potions of wonder. That would be a fun contest. Anybody can play too, because you just have to make a character on the server. Yeah, but it's a level 1 contest. The whole point is to be level 1. Boom! Got him. Wrecked. Sunflask OP. Gotcha. Yeah, I never do the Ice Festival because I'm lazy. I do kind of want to do the race again, though. Oh no, I'm out of Sunflasks! Oh god, I guess I'll have to just go get more from my mailbox. Oh man, it's a good thing you guys sent me like hundreds in my mailbox so that I can have them. I have so many pages of Sunflasks in my crafting storage, and I bought so many layers of crafting storage just to fit them all. It is both irritating and also humbling that people would continue to do that as a joke. It's very funny, and I appreciate that I get that level of support. But then I'm also like, god damn it. It's like, thank you so much for your outpouring of support. Also, go to hell. It's a fine line. Boom. Bam. Protect the eggs? Oh yeah? Well, how about protect your face as you burn to death from my acid spells? Make it seem like my Sunflasks are doing the damage. I think that the human mind can tell that I'm casting a spell.
Far beneath the stone bridge, it looks like a clutch of slimy eggs.
Wait, isn't there eggs here? I always thought there were eggs here. Oh well, as long as I don't miss any eggs, I'm fine.
Egg splits open, spilling rank. You glimpse a glimmer of light.
Wouldn't be able to tell? Yeah, possibly. Dwarf builds. You're going dwarf past life? Well, you can just make most of the builds work as dwarves. I just picked the race because of like, you know, whatever reason. Play whatever you want. I want to play Dwarven Paladin Vanguard at some point soon. Can you stop making your saves? Holy moly, that guy made his saves. Like a friggin' Olympic athlete with all his reflexes. Perfect. Yeah, I don't know. Suggestions for dwarf builds. Barbarian is perfectly fine. I have a dwarf barbarian build in my hardcore list every year, so which I just tweak it and improve it over time because dwarven barbarian is like really strong as a first life character for soloing and stuff. A build that I played but I didn't write down was my double earth grab sorcerer. The idea was to play a dwarven sorcerer. And to use Earth Grab. Oh, this beast mark is going to kill me. Actually, everything is going to kill me. Everything is killing me, currently. I'm gonna get teleported on by the Reaper, but that's fine. SP is so low on Alchemist? Yeah, but who cares? I just smash him. See ya. Trying to fireball me? Too bad I jump over your fireball. Idiot. Dwarf Earth Stance Monk. Yeah, Dwarf Acid Zork. It was not a good build, by the way. It ran into problems. Yeah, monsters, like, nothing would make their save if I was playing on Reaper 1 or Elite difficulty. And also, I would be doing, like, double damage. So. And then a lot of the quests, like I said, come with, like, a million shrines. Like, I'm just gonna hit the shrine in the next room, because why not? There's no downside to hitting that shrine. Because of all the additional, like, mana and stuff that I get back. Yeah, I would recommend you never ever use Throw Your Weight Around ever, because it's not a good ability. But if you really, really wanted to, you could probably do it on a Barbarian if you wanted. If only it gave hit chance. If it gave the ability to hit, it would be, like, crazy for tanks, because then tanks could have, like, 140 constitution, and then also still be able to hit monsters for some of their attacks, so they can generate real threat. Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of dwarf players out there that would want that. I mean, it's better than no tank players playing dwarf. Is it better than no tank players playing dwarf? No, there's still stubborn dwarves out there, which is par for the course for a dwarf. That's what you expect. I feel like I missed an egg somewhere. Yeah, I think I missed it. I was like looking at my egg count of 18, and I'm like, there's no way I hit all these eggs. Aha! Aha. Success. Did I break all the eggs in that other room? I have to go check now. Ugh. That's the problem with the alchemist spells, is they don't blow up boxes and stuff. You just miss, which sucks. If only the alchemist spells actually broke every box when you walked past it. That'd be sick. Shrine should carry a -3% XP penalty. I don't like that idea, because it just makes it, again, that's something that makes it worse for, like, new players. I try to think about, like, the, you know, what, like, it's like existing players like myself don't need to be catered to in theory, because, like, we already get what we want all of the time. Like, we get all the cool new items that come out, we get to play with them. Every time there's, like, a new feature or something, you know, we can figure out how to use it the fastest and the easiest. But I wouldn't want to have a situation where, like, you know, like a lot of players that are existing players like myself, I usually will run through quests without using shrines. I wouldn't want to have people feel like they should avoid using shrines to get their XP, because, like, that's the reason that they're in the quest. On con and use Harper Tree for int to hit. Oh god.
A huge troglodyte.
Yeah, I would be thinking about a way to rebuild that. I don't know about that build, man.
Progenitor of the eggs. Slain.
I don't think that would want that to be a thing. Yeah, but again, okay, so I don't want it to be a thing for just, like, an easy problem, right? Is, like, what do you do if somebody in your group uses a shrine that's not you, and now you lose the bonus?
Through the arches lies the way to
Right?
the great Garl's resting place.
So then all of a sudden, oh, someone in my group needs to shrine? Oh, well, they can't shrine, because then we'll lose the bonus. That kind of sucks. Only for you? Yeah, but then even still, then it also creates a problem. I'm playing my multiple pass life sorcerer. I have, you know, 1,500 spell points at level 8. Someone's playing a wizard with 600 spell points at level 8 because they're a new player. So they actually need to hit all the shrines. But I don't. So they lose XP now because they have to use shrines. No. I think that's... You're penalizing somebody for using a system of healing in the game. That's just extreme negative reinforcement. Like, that's such a high level of negative reinforcement. I really don't like it. That would just make everybody be stressed about if they should use the shrine or not.
Here, in this sea-flooded cave, are the last.
Right? It just literally makes you not want to shrine because you get stressed about it. Then you don't shrine in a quest. You can't beat the quest because you should be shrining, but you're not. And you're avoiding shrines in quest because you want to get that XP bonus. So you're not shrining. You have less fun with the video game because you're trying to do something that you shouldn't be doing it because it's not designed that way. And then you have less fun and you stop playing the game.
A cave extends deep into the rock behind this waterfall.
So, yeah, I don't like that idea at all. I think that it would be a negative thing for the game. Like, and I can think of a lot of scenarios in which, like, number one, if they don't want us to use shrines, we shouldn't have shrines and quests. Right? Because the penalty for using a shrine is that you have to use the shrine. So you have to slow down your questing experience, and you have to move slower to then use this shrine. So the penalty for using a shrine is it makes your quest last longer. The bonus for not using a shrine is you do the quest faster. I would argue if you don't use any shrines, you're doing quests at least 10% faster than somebody who is using shrines in a quest, which is already kind of like an inherent bonus of using something like that. Adding an actual physically represented bonus, if there was... there are some quests that are like that, by the way. There's some. I don't mind that as being like something you can opt into or a choice, but having that as a way the game works, I think would be a bad idea. As an example, as an easy example, think about like shrines in terms of the quest. What's that army quest in the Stormhorns? Where you can skip using the shrine by ringing the bell. I think having a quest like that, where you're given the very clear option... Oh, I'm doing a Grey Moon. Oh, there's a bunch of people that have applied to join my quest. Interesting. Anyway. Hello, and welcome. I'm heading over to Grey Moon, because I ran into a quest to do, so we're doing Grey Moon.
In the hollow to the north,
Yeah, breaking the ranks, exactly.
Elder of the Grey Moon tribe.
Yeah. So I don't like that idea. I think that it would be better to not have that in the game.
By the these ogres must have recently dined on the flesh of...
And I've mentioned before that when it comes to the extra Reaper bonus, I don't like the fact that the quests on Reaper mode give more XP. They should give the same amount as Elite. Why would they give more than Elite?
The lift here leads down to a long abandoned mine.
Grey Moon, freeing Etchka.
The mine is dank and filthy. Angry growls echo from its depths.
What do you mean? Fighters and barbarians also need a shrine. Return of Rages, action boosts, among other things. Need a heart of wood to respec. Yeah. Like everybody needs to shrine. Even especially with Reaper mode, then you get your like specific Reaper boosts and stuff. Oh, my spells aren't going out. This is not good. This is bad. And this is bad. Okay. Okay. Hit spells. Thank you. Holy crap. There's way too many spells that just did not go. Woo! Yeah, exactly. And penalize the casters? No. That's what I'm saying. There shouldn't be a shrine-based reward system. Optional things for people that are min-maxing? No, they're like cool abilities that you get. I was rage min-maxing on a barbarian. What? That doesn't even make sense. In context. Why would a barbarian not use their rage? Especially if you're new. Your rage only lasts like a minute and a half.
You have the sense of fathomless depths beneath you. To fall into this chasm would be
Like
certain
what?
death.
That doesn't make
You
any
see
sense, dude.
movement in
I don't know
oneself.
what you're on about.
It may be Achka.
Like, action boosts are cool. That's why they're like tier 1 in all the trees. That's why humans get them for free. I am so bamboozled. Provision things? What do you mean provision things? Like, in case of emergency or a backup? I'm gonna see if this guy knows what this quest is, because if he doesn't, that might take some time. Do you know where this quest is? To the docks. Take the boat to Sorrow Dusk Isle. From the boat, there is a guy that takes you to the island in the back. And then when you come in, you should find an ogre named Bruku, who will send you to the quest. I'll just restart. This guy just joined. I'll come help you find the way. Wait. Like, give an extra layer of challenge by skipping shrines, but you can do that.
The lift here leads down
And shrines
to
aren't a
long
catch-up mechanic.
abandoned
Shrines
mine.
are an intended mechanic to give you like appropriate breakpoints.
Ogres.
That's the developers saying. That's the developers saying that they want to. This is like, you know, we think that you should be able to get your health back and start over again
Must have
at this
recently
point and
dined
get all
on
your
the
stats back.
flesh of fallen adventurers.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. A lot of people do like that. A lot of people do feel that way about, like, stressed about resource. Resource management can be not a fun thing. Like, in pretty much every video game outside of Dungeons & Dragons Online, you know, your spell points or your mana comes back and stuff like that. And having just a very finite limit is cool in some capacity, but for some people, they can get easily stressed out by it.
In the hollow to the north waits Bruku, elder of the Grey Moon tribe.
So, yeah. But yeah, no, I think that the idea of having a system in which the built-in recovery mechanisms cause a penalty to your play experience is a bad idea. It's a bad level of negative reinforcement. I think that having quests that are challenging, that don't have shrines in them, could be fine. I think that changing the number of shrines based on the difficulty, let's say Reaper mode happened to have fewer shrines in it, maybe that could be an interesting idea where sometimes you would go into it and they just don't appear based on the difficulty setting, because that's implied about the difficulty setting. But I think that's generally having that happen. No. No worries. Be careful about the ogres.
The mine is dank and filthy. Angry growls echo from its depths.
No, the trapping XP is very specifically about rewarding the players for finding all of the traps and dealing with them in a certain way.
You hear
Right?
a faint
It's about
cry
exploring
from the
and
hollow,
doing more,
but there's
not
no
about doing
way
less.
for you to
Skipping
leave.
shrines
Any
is about doing less.
Through the door you hear
Finding
a
traps is
ruffle.
about doing more and engaging more with the quests. It is the exact opposite of what you're saying.
floor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Ooh! I'm freezing up. Oh my lord! All the lag is happening here. Oh shit! It's a Reaper. I don't like this guy. Oh man, the lag is getting crazy now.
You have the sense of fathomless depths beneath you. To fall into this chasm would be certain death.
Due to gameplay choice decisions? I don't understand. Like,
You see movement.
it's sort of like how
ahead.
there was a time where the...
Maybe
Ooh,
matched
rip.
up.
Oh, I bought race scrolls. I can fix this. Haha. Oh my god, dude. This lag is crazy. I, like, can't even get up this hallway. This is so ridiculous. Oh, key to the cell. And yeah, I'm lagging like crazy. I have a 50% chance. Raise. Yes. Yeah. Right, but the idea is you're exploring and adding more things. Again, it's you do more, therefore you get a bonus. Not you do less, therefore you get a bonus. Again, the bonus is already implied. If you have to spend less time shrining, you get a bonus. Which is that the quest goes through faster. Right? Ordered Sean Ravenloft from earlier, and the order decline turned out you had a typo in your address? That's so funny. Hey man, do you not know where you live? Come on, dude. Oh god. Yeah, they did it hard. Actually, I don't think modern quests actually have that bonus anymore. I think they got rid of that very quickly out of the game. There was a time where that was true, but I think for the most part, the modern quests don't have that bonus anymore. Because again, avoiding content is not as engaging as doing content.
Achka runs out of his cell and
Yep, sad you get some cool Reaper XP. Excited about buying all the content, exactly. Bonuses from quests either reward you for killing a lot of enemies or killing no enemies. The ones reward for breaking stuff and the words that not breaking stuff. Well, those are context specific, right? The mechanic only makes sense in the context of the quest, right? So if a quest says, don't break anything in here and you get bonus XP, that's because the people that are organizing the quest want you to not break the stuff, right? It's not like every quest has that type of optional or every quest has that type of thing. It's within the context of the quest. It's just the quest is saying, you know, if you're hired to do an assassination, there might be a quest thing which is like kill fewer than X amount of guards because you're not supposed to kill everybody. You're supposed to only kill the people that you're supposed to kill. And so that would be like the idea there. Right? Yeah, exactly. I didn't say it's an idea that I hate. I just don't think it should be an effect on all quests. I specifically referenced the quest breaking the ranks as an area where I think it works really well. I think that it works well in breaking the ranks. I think it would work bad as a blanket modifier in this fucking menu. I don't think it should be in this menu. That's my point. Yep. And yes, shrines are part of quests. I don't know what to tell you.
Tension in the mine is greater than before. The ogres are ready for you this time.
Like, somebody has to put the shrines in the quest. That literally makes no sense. Oh, I can't stun this guy. He has crowd control immunity. Good. He gets glued. Except that supposedly monsters are able to use rest shrines because there are quests in which monsters gather around a rest shrine. In fact, in the Attack on Stormreach train, or Stormreach chain, there are situations in which you encounter monsters at rest shrines and you have to kill them. Why they don't resurrect, I don't know. Yes, shrines are an part of the world. That's why they look different in different places. Almost. Yeah, exactly. That shrines are mixed in with the actual story and writing all over the place. Hooah! Praise. Yeah, so what is lost, again, what is lost upon skipping them is there's supposed to be natural boundaries. It's also good markers for your character for progress, right? When you play the game and you start out, you use the rest shrines as markers of your progress. This is where I rest. This is where I get my stats back. Oh, there's a big fight coming up maybe, and I need to get my strength. And then as you progress later in the game, maybe you get more experience, you feel good because you go, man, I did that quest and I didn't even need to use the shrines. Maybe I can save it for another time. Maybe I can use it strategically. Right? It's like, it's both an in-game mechanic for getting you your stats back, and also it's a good marker for progress. Sometimes just because something doesn't inherently have like a visible like gameplay thing doesn't mean it doesn't affect people's gameplay. Because it feels good to make progress. Think of it like I think of a shrine kind of like a campfire in Dark Souls or something. When you find the campfire, it's a good beacon of your progress as you go through an adventure. When you find a rest shrine, it's the same thing. And you can pay money to rest everywhere, yeah.
The air shimmers.
Exactly. You should imagine, you can't play your character for 8 hours. You gotta go.
You hear shuffling from the ledges above.
Yeah, rest shrines are technically things that exist in this universe. It's one of the reasons why, like, in my personal opinion, I think that the Dungeons & Dragons Online version of the D&D universe is also a, whoops. The Dungeons & Dragons Online version is a different version of the Dungeons & Dragons multiverse that has rest shrines. Rest shrines don't exist outside of Dungeons & Dragons Online, so regular Eberron doesn't have rest shrines, but DDO Eberron has rest shrines. We have risk-reward mechanics. It's just called turning up the difficulty. If you want to make the difficulty more challenging, you just turn it up onto the higher Reaper mode to see if you can make it through again.
Lord Grust glowers at you from his throne in the room to the east.
I said, I think that the penalty of negative reinforcement is not good.
His brief reign ended in blood.
I think that is a bad idea to incentivize people not to use shrines. Because people already don't use shrines because not avoiding them is faster to get through quests. So making it like a penalty is not a fun idea. Right. But in the same breath, you're literally talking about how there are players who don't think about the tactics, and that this is supposed to benefit them, but they don't want to they don't want to deal with the tactics. while saying it doesn't matter for the players that deal with the tactics, they're just min-maxing, so they're not important. You are literally making zero sense within your own argument. You just contradicted yourself. If it's a strategic risk, then what about all the players that just play for fun, that don't think about the risk? It's not negative reinforcement to penalize them for deciding to use an intended mechanic of healing within the quest? Right? It is an interesting idea to think that taking a bonus away is not a penalty because it's just a bonus, right? You get a bonus for doing something. It's not taking away a bonus. But if you don't get a Christmas bonus, if you work in a company or office company, or you work in sales, and you think you were going to get a bonus, but due to marketing conditions, you don't get that bonus, that does feel like a penalty. Let's go do the other two that are out here, because we're already here. You know, taking a bonus away from somebody before they've done anything is not a great way to reward people. That's like saying if you buy a product when it's not on sale, it's not a penalty. You're right, it's not a penalty, but you wanted to buy it on sale.
The overgrown jungle does its best to obscure ruin.
Right? So what I'm saying is, if you take away a bonus for people, that is negative reinforcement, and that will make people feel bad about using shrines. People will feel unhappy that they have to take the time to use a shrine. There may be a subsection of players that don't notice, but there will be a section of players that do notice. I don't know, man. You come in here and you're like, oh man, this deception 10% is like 33% of your damage. This dodge 25% is 50% of your defense. But this XP 10% doesn't matter.
You have come to the den of the Grey Moon tribe.
I don't know, man.
Signs of struggle are everywhere. The stink of trolls thickens the air.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm just letting you beat yourself up with your own words. I don't know, man. I'm not on the same page. I'm on a different page. Oh, God. Uh-oh. I tried to get him. I tried to stun that guy. But I was not fast enough. And I also missed, because I suck. I tried to stun that guy, but I wasn't fast enough, and I missed, because I'm bad. We actually behave in what way? Of using shrines and quests? Wait, so you think that this improvement of making it so you get less XP when you use shrines should be a mandatory to implement to make people who behave this way, which is using shrines, feel challenged to their way of thinking, so they feel a challenge to use shrines? No, people who min-max don't use shrines. There's a shrine in this quest, I'm not going to use it. I don't need to.
The leaders of the Ogre collaborators are ahead.
I don't understand. How can you type something that is so incorrect? I am bamboozled. I am bamboozled. I am confused. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't affect the... Like, if you want to make it so min-maxers have a big penalty, like, shrines is not the way to do it. Because the shrines aren't designed for that group of people. No, I want people to not feel bad about losing XP more than I want to gain 10% more XP on quests. Correct. I would much prefer people don't have a bad experience playing the game or feel a twinge of negative or have a negative association instead of, like, so that I can have 10% more XP. That is correct. I would rather everybody, or that negative association factor does not exist, so that the game doesn't feel unfair for people that don't have as many past lives or different types of things, or as much time to play the game as I do. Correct. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh god. This beast mark is so fucking terrifying. He's gonna pop out and get me. God damn it, die, you son of a bitch! Ugh! Okay, I hate scorpions. Alright. So, we're not learning anything, so we're gonna change the discussion and move on to something else. No one's learning anything. We're gonna just talk about something else. Oh, come on with some of the conversation. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, by the way.
You hear growling and the slap of leathery feet against stone. Hammerfist.
Important note about this quest. So this is a really trapped bridge, so you don't want to go across that bridge. So the way you solve this quest is you climb up this left side. Do you have feather falling? Great. So you're going to climb up the ladder to the left of the bridge here. Concept of everyone getting the death XP loss to more encourage less zerging and more team play? No, I hate that idea. Losing XP on death is like, no. Again, it's negative reinforcement. There's a reason why people like these phone games. So you're going to try to feather fall to that little ledge thing right there. Nice. Die, Hammer Fist. You son of a gun. I think he didn't combo me again. Oh shit, Blizzard. Protect the monk. Oh, thank God.
Has been slain.
To do that, I think I have 20%. Yeah, I have 20% movement speed from Tiefling past life. Nice. All right, so for the next part of this one, we have to go back to the ogre, chat, and then come back up here.
Driven out by trolls.
Yeah, there was a time where you used to lose, where the death penalty used to affect everybody in the party. Oh man, that was not good. Yeah, like I said, I don't like double-layered mistakes. I like it when if you make a mistake, you can fix it. The mistake you've already made, that causes the problem. The only time I think it's okay to have an additional layer of a mistake is when it's built into the same mistake. So, for example, XP loss on death, don't love that, because you already died, which means you're already slowing down, so you have XP loss. But Reaper mode, having the death penalty where you can't resurrect somebody right away, I wish there was a better solution, because it can be kind of annoying when you drop combat and you have to wait a minute before you keep going. But in combat, it actually matters. It has this huge impact where you say, oh crap, this person's out of commission for X seconds, like 30 seconds. And you're like, oh no, how are we going to solve this problem? What are we going to do? How are we going to beat this raid if this person's dead? Like the healer dies. How do we maintain our life without the healer for however many seconds? You know what I mean? And it adds into the already existing, like the death already causes somebody to be taken out of the fight, but then it causes them to be out of the fight for longer, so you have to plan around it and think about it, and it's something I like about Reaper mode. And yes, I remember when you lost actual XP, it was horrible. It was also at the same time where blindness had no duration. It would stay on your character even if you logged out. Oh right, I have alchemy on the run, so I can drink potions while walking.
Ruku was right. You didn't kill them all the first time.
Oh, there you go, yeah. For Fire Circ, which epic past life stands to be better? Energy Critical or Arcane Alacrity? Energy Critical. I missed your question, but yeah, Energy Critical. Arcane Alacrity is good for DC casters who want to get like Wail of the Banshee back and stuff like that. Because Wail of the Banshee is 1 minute cooldown, so knocking 6 seconds off of that is actually pretty sweet. Whoa! I got crit! Run! Run for your life! Oh! Oh, God! I took 360 from that crit! Oh, that was so spooky. Just boom. Reaper's like, hello, by the way. Yeah, you did great. That was fantastic. That was an awesome job. Oh my god. 360. Oh, that hurt. That hurt. Potential to maximum XP is the norm, that the approach is the core of elitism. Important note about min-maxing experience points. Really important note. Is that all video games have players who min-max their experiences. All aspects and facets of life have people who min-max their experiences. Getting the most out of something is something that many, many, many human beings want to do because it's very satisfying to get a lot out of very little. And you can min-max a lot of aspects. There's pretty much no way to get rid of any semblance of an elitist attitude in a video game. People are elitist about everything. There's an awesome subreddit called Gatekeeping about people who are just elitists about every different subject, no matter what it is.
The gate on the far side of
People don't need reasons to be elitist. They just happen to do that because it's fun, I guess. Also, it's easy to argue that right now the player base is also potentially more elitist than ever among the upper echelons because of the perceived... oh god. Why is it so dangerous? God damn. I'm so glad I'm up here. Yeah, you can make the argument that the game is like more elitist now than it's ever been, but also DDO is like growing its player base, and it has been for like steadily for the past like 3 years. So like, oh, shoulder shrug.
Chasm's too wide.
Uses that say Warforged will make a nummy snack? I mean, probably. Hey man, I am a snack. Don't you ever forget it. Oh, he turned to stone! Hell yeah, I don't know how he turned to stone. That's sick. Oh, the crit. Those crits feel good. Trolls taking 25% more damage from acid and fire is so satisfying sometimes. But yeah. I agree that, you know, you have to be able to step back. I think the issue, especially with people who like to min-max, is when they can't take a step back from min-maxing. But that's also something that takes experience. I did this a lot when I was younger, where I would,
You have lowered the drawbridge.
I would, like, be unable to understand why somebody wasn't always trying to do the best option, instead of, like, choosing like I didn't understand that they would just choose to do something else. I'd be like, no, but that's worse. Why would you do that? You should do this. And I would try to lecture people on what I thought was the smartest idea. And then I grew up and realized I was an idiot. And one, people don't like being told what to do. And two, sometimes people do things for very different reasons than what I think they both should be doing things or why they're doing things. And so it's, you know, got heal the monk, heal the monk. Because you don't make a lot of friends when you treat everybody else poorly. Or you treat everybody like they don't know what they're talking about. Leadership mechanic require the person to actually be the leader of the group. I'd assume it would be whoever is the leader of the group, yes. But we don't know because the system is like this. The system is in being talked about phase. It's in the being talked about phase. So it's a bit far away. Yeah, you don't make a lot of friends with the Zerging and the elitism, and not Zerging, but just with the elitism in video games and stuff. Except the problem is, you do make some friends, and those friends that you make along the way happen to have a high possibility to also be other elitists, which puts you in like this crazy weird echo chamber where you don't hear any other ideas and or perspectives, and it's not a good place to be. So, you know, it's also something. Min-maxing definitely comes, you know, there's a cost to min-maxing every aspect of your life. Like when you put your personality scale too far to the left, you're like, or like, you know, too low, and you're like, oops, should have put that at 0. Should have put that at like 5.
To the south lies the entrance to the caves of the Grey Moon Ogre clan, driven out by trolls.
So, yeah, so it's like it's important that, or it's important for people to like, you know, to focus on some of those other things. Because I've met tons of people in video games, including Dungeons and Dragons Online, that I know are good players, and they're good at what they do, but just they have such an attitude, and the way that they talk to other human beings about the game, yeah, it's so off-putting. I don't like it when people talk to other people as if they're not human beings, because they play the video game in a different way. Yeah, exactly. Who's going to be the mysterious raid boss of the Feywild? Hearsome or the mysterious stranger? It's not going to be Hearsome for sure. My bet was on the mysterious stranger. Would be a part of it. All right. Anyway, I think that is the last one here. I just did that little detour because I wanted to fight those monsters because it's fun to fight monsters in video games.
In the hollow to the north.
Oh! We're gonna do that new quest! The new quest! The new quest! Oh, I forgot! Oh, we're gonna do the new quest. The quest that came out that I haven't done yet. The Flame or something. Promise of Flame? We're gonna go do the Promise of Flame. This one's in the Searing Heights, past the marketplace.
You can use this skiff to leave Sorrow Dusk and return to the Eye of Cold.
The Promise of Fire. Yes! Yeah, I haven't done it yet. If it does, and levels level 2 through the school, if there's enough questing to get to 33. Yeah, probably. Would you like some ship buffs so you can have some more extra free stats and stuff? Sure. I'm gonna give this person ship buffs. God, I'm excited about this. Yeah, SSG hasn't disclosed ever, or they haven't disclosed ever, but they currently have not said in any capacity what level they're going to be going to with a level cap increase. So anybody who is telling you that is lying to you. Just letting you know. If anybody says to you, oh, I heard it's going to 40, or I'm heard it's going to 35, or I heard they're actually going to change the leveling system, and they're going to make it, they're going to put us down to level 10 again, and they're going to rearrange the leveling system, all of those people are lying to you. They don't know. They're just telling you what they think is going to happen, and then they're saying it from the perspective of, this is what is going to happen. Let's go to 130, be the new WoW. Dude, WoW's level cap is 60. The last expansion dropped the level cap from 120 down to 60. They did a level squish. And so now in World of Warcraft, you get to level 10 through the starter zone, and then you pick one of the expansions, so like the Burning Crusade or whatever, you pick an expansion and you play through it to level 50, and then from 50 you go to the new expansion. And when the next expansion comes out, they're going to shove everyone's level down to 50, and then do that. Anytime. Totally legit, absolutely. No, they never said it. I don't even know what the level cap is going to be. I have guesses, but I don't know. Okay, I do not know where this quest takes place. Up here? Okay. Ooh. Yep. Came up 3, so clearly the new cap will be 33. That's an interesting idea. But hold on, I just rolled a dice and I got 8. So the new level cap might be 38. Uh-oh. No more level caps, just keep going till it wraps around. I love this. See you later, buddy. No. Oh, it's too much range. Curse you, wolves. See ya. Woo. Dude, I got plastered on here and I don't tell secrets. There's no way I'm going to do it while sober and agitated. Kind of like TRing? No, 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 no. You level up, and then eventually you just break through the bottom again.
The artifact that Lady Sarah
Oh yeah, what's the new level? The new level is, it's like, what's after 29? 20, or it's like 2A. Oh, shoot. Then 2B, 2F. Okay. I don't remember this quest. Okay. That was unfortunate. These rats have a lot of health. Go to base 35, stop at Y instead of Z for no real reason. Okay, so we have to go down these hallways. Okay. I remember there's like a weird trap in here.
The large inscription above the gateway reads, Zulatar must be strong, quick, and careful.
Uh-oh.
Unseen dangers await. Weaklings beware.
No way, training golem. I don't do a lot of damage to this thing, so I have to be like very gentle with my mana consumption. I don't know how much I need. Woo! Alright. Call them epic levels. You mean epic destinies? Oh! Oh! Oh. That's a spooky room right there. Got some spook. Basically, just wait for the blades to go up, and then run through the up blade section. Whoa! Oh God! Oh, hey, Warhawk, what's up? Oh my God, the traps in this quest. What is this? Go. Oh God. Oh jeez. Oh God. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay. I did not know that was going to happen. Man, that trap room. I gotta say, that was a sick trap room. I know that over here there's a scorpion room. I know that that happens here.
Above the doorway of this gate is a large inscription which reads, "The Volturi traitors are both numerous and dangerous. The only way to destroy
Are these
their
weak to poison?
heresy is
Oh yeah, they are.
to
Hell yeah.
open their homes."
Smash. I did this in heroics on a first level or first life ranger on the test server. I remember that. I have done this quest, but it was when it came out like months ago. To avoid this quest on hardcore? No, you shouldn't avoid this quest on hardcore. All those traps are avoidable. Just don't run into all the traps. Just do it on live before you go on hardcore. Yeah, this is the Promise of Fire. It's a new free quest. It came out the patch before Feywild.
Making it unstable. A bit of extra weight will cause it to collapse. The large sorrow statue suddenly jumps to life and attacks. The damage done to this sorrow statue
Okay.
should be enough to destroy it.
He still remains standing. There must be another way to defeat it.
There must be another way to defeat it.
I didn't know if that would work. I just came over here. Huh. I guess it's the sunlight that kills it? Alright. That's this and this. Oh, there's a shrine. There's a shrine at the start, and there's a shrine here. So this quest has lots of shrines. Speaking of which, let's get some shrines. All right, Boogie. Okay, so I remember this. Where you have to light up the tiles. Okay. I'm just trying to cover as much ground as I can here. That's the same thing. This has to come here? This has to go here, so this has to go here, so this has to come here, so this... goes here. I'm trying to remember how this works.
Just like the previous two paths, a large inscription awaits above this door. It reads, "Walk within the light and you shall be saved. Stray from the path and doom eternal awaits you."
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. This is interesting. Okay, so how do we do this? Okay. Yeah, the puzzle here is cool. So basically, whatever's lit up, you can walk on. That's what I didn't do. I didn't do this. I knew there's a way to solve this without having to actually do all of this. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's all good. So basically, if you step on one of these things, you're there. Oh, don't worry, you'll get your wings. It took me 3 years, but I got mine.
The final crystal activates and the gateway grinds open. The path beyond must...
Which is not a joke. It took me 3 years to get these. It was a good long process.
The artifact that Lady Sarah James requested is
Oop,
up ahead,
see ya.
just beyond the flame barrier.
See ya.
But as you approach the treasure, another barrier roars to light behind you. Terrifying sound fills the chamber. The groans of the undead.
It's stuck, everybody. Okay, now it's this boy. Maximize. Get him!
The last of the Guardians crumbles to dust.
All right, and we get loot.
barriers dissipate.
Oh, I got a weapon.
The only thing left to do is
Blade of the
grab
Clouds.
relic.
Finesse? Wait, what? Finesse. Oh, it's dex to hit. And it's got Cloudburst Electrifying. Cool! What a cool sword. Eye of Fernia.
With the Eye of Fernia retrieved,
All right.
you can now return to Lady Sarah
Check his
James
video now. I did not know
fulfill
this.
your contract.
No, it's not a raid curses. Can we use as pieces? I know. But yeah, that's very cool. This is a very cool dungeon. The puzzle is awesome. All right, sweet. Now we go hand in. I wonder how this sword looks, the Blade of the Clouds. We're going to take a look at this. I don't know how it actually physically looks. Attuned to the air and very light in your hands, this will likely serve you quite well in your travels. Woo. Come on. Load. There you go. Beautiful. Okay, so I have this on, this sword thing. So now I put on this. Oh, it's just a Sharn weapon. Oh, it's okay. It's not bad. Like, this is definitely a good-looking sword. It's just a Sharn sword. Doesn't fit with my outfit. When you get 75 Reaper points, you can buy them from the guy. There's a guy in the Hall of Heroes. Still doing sixes? No, I'm not still doing sixes because I'm done for the day. I got some stuff to do this evening. I had some holiday plans that I need to go act out. So this is going to be the end of the live stream. So thank you guys for watching today. I hope you had a fantastic time and enjoyed the stream and everything was good. We will be back tomorrow with some more fun live stream action. It's also Christmas Eve, so it should be a good time. So hopefully you'll be able to, we'll catch you then. But that being said, that's all I got for today. So thank you all for watching. Hope you had a good, enjoyable experience. Alchemist is fun. I hope to have a build for this at some point like, or at least a preliminary kind of framework to work off of for something like this if you want to try playing along and trying your own character. It's pretty fun so far. I've really enjoyed it, mostly because I get to smash everything really, really easily, and it's so satisfying. I mean, there still are some situations where a Reaper goes whack and gets you for 320 damage and a crit, and you basically die. But I failed a mummy rot save off camera. God dang it. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you like the stream, make sure you follow the channel to get notified every single time that we are live. And on top of that, if you really like it, consider subscribing, as it helps support what I do and allows me to continue to do this every single time I live stream here. And if you can't get enough in Stream Tom, make sure you check out YouTube, where I post YouTube videos, so you can be up to date on the YouTube and see the videos and the stuff. And that's all I have. Thank you for watching. Au revoir. And a reminder, whoops, not that one. If you are watching the stream here, and you love the Sunfest, and you were sending me the Sunflask because it's great, and you wanted to get a Sunfest shirt, you will no longer be able to buy them as of the end of this year. The design is being retired. If we do another Sunfest, I will have a new design. So if you want this one, make sure you get it in before the end of the year, or else you will not be able to buy it anymore, because I'm retiring the design. That being said, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all later.